Yeah.
That's pretty good. Okay, and there's a nice big chapter of you conversing with Swami Brahmananda. This happened in India?
No, it's actually Swami Blandananda.
Oh my God! Sorry.
And Swami Blandananda is a character in my head.
Oh, okay. I thought you were actually having a chat with your Swami.
I'm touched. Because I want to make some criticism.
Because his replies were phenomenal as well. I said, oh my God, he's got a right one here. So it's you talking.
Yes. So what I'm trying to do, and I do this with various things in the book, is I want to make these deep philosophical discussions fun.
Okay.
I don't want them to be just like, I want them to see how playful they are. So what I've done with Swami Blandananda and a few other characters in my book,
what a name,
is taken people that I've been, I suppose, or ideas, and put them there and go, okay, let's play this out. Yeah. So Swami Blandananda represents that type of non-duality, which I found very attractive 10 or 15 years ago, which is just about, this is all rubbish, let's go here. And what I want to play out with him is what about that is really profound, because half of it is, and where it's missing something.
Right.
Because I want to, and what I've tried to do, and why I'm so pleased that you were reading him, thinking this is, I want him to say.
I thought I was as a different person.
Yeah, I'm so pleased because
maybe I didn't read the spelling right, but I was a Swami Brahman because I know Brahman is a proper name for a Swami too.
It is.
But Blandananda.
Because what I want to do is I want to go, look, this philosophy is deep.
Yeah.
And the things they're saying, the things that I've said in previous books about which have pointed back, this is deep. And there is a but or an and, it's missing the other side.
Yeah.
And when you miss the other side, you eventually end up somewhere bland.
Yeah.
You end up somewhere ultimately without love.
Without love, it's dry.
Because the love comes from this.
Yes.
Comes from the two.
Right.
Where the one becomes two and meets.
Right.
That's the love. And therefore, that's why I feel like, okay, this is good, but let's not lose this and see that it's not one or the other, it's both at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, I can see now, there is a yogi's way, which is completely solitude and recluse and all that. And yoga, it can lead to the same enlightenment, but more in a dynamic way.
Yes. I also think, I think it's to do also with evolution, is that I think in an individual's life, sometimes, certainly was in mine, when you discover this huge oneness, you find it, you lose it. It's like, oh God, I'm back here. Oh God, I'm back here. All of that. And there can be a feeling of, oh, this is sticky, get rid of this. And it's natural. And I think collectively we've been a bit like that, which is why so much of spirituality has been world rejecting. Get away from here. If you really, really become spiritual, you'll never have to reincarnate back to this horrible place and, get off the wheel. And I think it was a necessary step. But there's a further step. And the further step is actually to come back in love with the forms.
Yes.
In classical Buddhism, it would be the movement from samsara to nirvana to the realization samsara is nirvana, nirvana is samsara.
Right. It's
in the
not
Heart
separate,
Sutra.
really. As such.
Yeah. So the dreamer is the dream. The dream is the dreamer.
Yeah.
The separateness is the oneness is the separateness.
Right. I get it.
They're both the same thing.
Wow.
And therefore we're in love with being human.
Yeah.
Just as we are. This frail Tim thing is fine.
Kind of included all religions, really.
I think so.
The way you have applied the logic is it's pretty good, pretty amazing. So, lastly, what would you like to say to the world out there who will be watching this interview, and especially to the younger folks?
Yeah.
How would you say one should? What would be one's outlook? And with open mind, what would you like them to say?
Okay, there's a few things.
Rather than becoming pure academics.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let me address it this way around. Firstly, I am very concerned generally. My passion, when I feel that love, the thing about love is not just a state, it is dynamic. Love wants to be expressed.
Right.
So that the journey doesn't become about just self-realization.
Yeah.
It also becomes about self-expression.
Expression, okay.
It becomes know yourself and show yourself. So the love is both loving being and being loving. Both.
I get it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So my passion, my way of expressing being loving, is to say, look, I want to take this deep philosophy of awakening, which has been around for thousands of years, and bring it into make it in a form which we can collectively really get, so that the whole of humanity starts the next level up of our evolution. And there's nowhere better to do that than with young people.
Okay.
All right. Now, the present form it's being taught in, it would be disastrous to teach it to young people. You cannot take a young person and say, you don't exist, this is all an illusion, don't have attachments, don't have desires, don't be human. What is that going to do to them? They're just coming into the world and you've destroyed it in front of their eyes. And they will be marooned. Okay. It won't help. What we need is a philosophy of both and, that goes, you're coming in to being human. That's fantastic. You developed a separate self. Well done. Keep doing that. Individuate. Become more and more yourself. Think for yourself. Have your own ideas. Discover, make your own journey, unique journey. And then through that, when you're ready, start the journey, you're making the journey out into the world. Now also, at the same time, make the journey back into yourself.
Okay.
And as you do that, you will discover that you are everything.
Okay. As you grow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so you come in, and then you can come back, and then the awakening can happen. And then as you make the journey back in, and you discover you're one with everything, and you find this big love, then bring that big love into your own individual journey. Be creative. Okay. Show it. Share it.
So what you're saying is expressing this thing, love, is sort of an outward journey.
Yes.
And then the reverse is to find the true love.
Yes, exactly that. And then I think if we could teach that to our kids, and indeed to all of us, even to our 8-year-olds and our 8-year-olds, and have both, then wherever you happen to be on the journey at that stage, you can go, oh, I'm here on the journey, I need to do that bit.
Okay. Okay.
And yet all of that is laying before me. How wonderful.
Fantastic. Okay, Tim. Thank you so much. That was really enlightening.
I really enjoyed talking to you immensely. Thank you so much.
Maybe perhaps we'll have another chat some other time.
I would love that.
Because I do attend these conferences, and it'll be wonderful to talk again.
Yeah.
Let me read this book properly again. But what you have really struck a chord with me, because I come from sort of the quantum physics side of it. Because, I'm having interviewed John Hagelin and others, Lohard and everybody. Your approach seems very practical. There's very little theory in it, but the dynamics is amazing, and that really makes me kind of a more live person than purely theoretical person. If you see what I mean.
I do.
Thank you too again. Appreciate it. Bless you. Thank you.